Hello and welcome. So today is officially Blue Monday, if you believe a word that the media says. So the idea is that the third week in January is a time of heightened miserableness, if there's such a word. Traditionally, it was the time when the credit cards landed after Christmas. And it's at that time when the winter starts to really bite a little bit. So this practice, we are going to be thinking about that. And what you will need is ideally, as always, a couple of yoga bricks or something like that. It could be books. And again, something like a yoga bolster. You might have a few cushions. And we're going to begin with a really nice heart opening pose. So again, in winter, we start to hunch forward to protect ourselves against the elements. So can we make a little platform with the bricks? And if you don't have cushions or bolsters, just something this shape. It might be that you have a cushion rolled up under your shoulder blades. Just something so you can really open your heart. And then we're just going to lean back into that support that's always there for us, but sometimes we forget. Not really important how you have your legs. You might have them crossed as I have right now. You might have them straight. And then just roll the shoulders back. And have a little wiggle with the chin or whatever it is that you need to do just to lengthen the back of the spine. So today's practice is a nice mixture of movement and stillness. And as you close your eyes or soften your eyes, can you let the shoulders drop and take your awareness right into the center of the heart? So sometimes at the mere suggestion that it's Blue Monday, we immediately look for things that perhaps we're not so happy about. The real power of yoga is that it invites us into present moment awareness. And when we're present, nearly always things are okay. So take a deep, full breath right into the center of the heart. Feel that sense of openness, expansion. Breathe in a little bit more on top. And then sigh away all the moments before this moment. And the real power of yoga is not that you might have long hamstrings, but that you have this opportunity, an invitation to come back to the present, the power of being here now. So let go of all those stories we hold about the past. Let go of all trying to control the future. That's where our anxiety lies. Recognize right now in this moment, we have so much to be grateful for. We're practicing yoga. We have a clean water supply. So just take a moment to really allow yourself to come here now. And that's really the theme of our practice today. Nothing to do with Blue Monday. So breathing in through the nose. Take a moment there to pause. Maybe breathe in some more as you open and expand into the upper chest. And as you breathe out, soften and settle. And Eckhart Tolle, who wrote a book, The Power of Now, says, life is now. There was never a time when your life was not now, nor will there ever be. So just being here, even if we have to keep reminding ourselves, let's take 4 more deep breaths. And so much research shows us that when we are in present moment awareness, we're happier. So this is the way that we stop our thoughts, our fearful thoughts, from running the show. 2 more very full, long, deep, spacious breaths. Sighing away all the moments before this moment. And then as we stay lying, let's remind ourselves as well that yoga is a way of caring for ourselves. So we're just going to do ourselves a little facial massage. So getting your peace fingers, the index finger and middle finger, take them to the corner of your eye, your temples, and just do really slow little circular motions there. Just a reminder to self that we're here just to be present, just to care for ourselves. And then drag those two fingers down the face until you get to the pointy bit, the jaw, just before the chin, and just circle there. So a lot of our tension is held when we clench our teeth. And imagine you've got little Dr. Spock ears now. So we're going to take those pointy fingers and just run them all the way back, the back of the ears, all the way back up to the temples. And then as you get to the top, take your fingers to the center of your forehead where your third eye is, and then just stretch the skin of the forehead outwards. So a lot of tension is stored in the face. Now let's do that one more time. Take those fingers to the temples. Ease them down the face to the corner of the chin, the pointy bits, the jaw. And circle back up again behind the ears. And then let's meet at the forehead again, the third eye. And then stretch the skin of the forehead outwards. And I really hate it when people tell me to smile, but I do like the expression, pick the face you want as an old person and pull it now. So our faces tell our stories, our experience. And then just rest the hands on your thighs, close the eyes. Notice if anything shifted since you first sat on your mat. Take a full deep breath in. And then sigh it all away. Just be here now as you connect to this next breath. And then using your hands slowly, let's press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And then just remove your props for now. You will be using them later on. So something that's quite comforting to our nervous system is to kind of find the way our body fits together. So can you take your palms flat? So a lot of what we do today is to beat the blues, as it were. So holding onto the knees, just roll and roll the shoulders back and elongate the spine. I feel like a little snug fit of your hands on the knees. Take one deep breath from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown. And then let's start to circle. Bringing your heart forward as you inhale, exhale, draw belly to spine as you round back. And close your eyes. Can you make this pleasurable? Just let the neck roll. If things are enjoyable, we're more likely to repeat them. And then change the direction of your circles. And let these circles get smaller and smaller till you come to your center, whatever that means for you. And in that place of balance with shoulders over hips, pause for a moment there, feel a long spine. And as you inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Hold the palms together, lift the heart, lift the chest, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, tilt to the right. And as the right hand lands, let that left arm come up and over. And let's be sort of sweepy and fluidy today. As you inhale, come up, take the left hand down, right arm comes over. Just like seaweed, and just go side to side, just mobilizing the shoulders. And of course, feeling gratitude for this human body. And the next time the left hand comes down, let's stay as we take that right arm all the way up and over and really press into the left hand so you can anchor your right hip. And now can you turn your heart upwards? Reach the right fingers away from you and take a deep breath into the right side body. And then as you inhale, lift up those right fingers and take them behind you and let the left hand come to the opposite knee. Grow tall on your inhale. Draw belly to spine as you look over the right shoulder, breathing into the side body. And see if you can pull your tummy in just a little bit more on the next exhale and maybe rotate the spine a bit more. And come back to center. And let's just rethread the legs because we're all creatures of habit. We always pick the same cross. Let's just very briefly do that on the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm comes over. Stay with that fluid motion, just like seaweed, moving from side to side. This time, as the right hand comes down, pause, let the left arm come all the way up and over, and then root down into that left hip as you round and turn the heart upwards. Huge breath all the way down the left side body. Inhale, we rise, left hand behind, right hand across, and let's twist. Lift the tummy in, pull the tummy in, sorry, look over that left shoulder. Huge breaths. And come back to center. So coming up onto all fours now. Notice if your mind has gone somewhere else. Are you still here now? And let's root those fingers down as wide as we can as we press into each finger pad. And as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Let that heart be wide open now between the armpits. As you exhale, pull the tummy in as you round into your upper back. And just do a few of these, moving with your breath. And every time we connect to the breath, we're here, we're present, and we don't really have anything to worry about. And come to a neutral spine. Let that left hand come under your face now. And as you breathe in, sweep your right arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, take the right wrist behind the left wrist. Inhale, sweep the arm up. Exhale, wrist behind wrist. Final time, inhale, arm lifts. And now thread your arm all the way underneath so that your right cheek either comes to the floor or a cushion. And just lightly press down onto that right shoulder, a little bit of compression there. Now this is option one. Option two is to take your left leg behind you and straighten it. Option three is to lift the left leg. So do the one that makes you happy and breathe. So when we add balance, we tend to be here now because we're much more focused. One more breath and drop it down. And now as we lift back up again, keep that left hand pressed down as we turn to a side stretch. That right foot is just behind the left knee. And now we sweep the right arm up towards the sky. And you might stay here with that right foot down, or you might lift it. Do what makes you happy. 2 deep breaths. And if making you happy involves getting a cocktail for yourself now, nobody's going to see. One more deep breath. Let's come back to all fours. And just take a moment to land there. Maybe just sway out the hips a little bit. And maybe you stay here. Maybe you come into your first downward facing dog. Lengthen the legs back, a little bend of the knees. Start to pedal out the feet. And another way we connect to the present moment now is feeling sensation. So keeping both heels up now, press the floor away and only drop the right heel. And just pause to really feel that sensation in the back of the right leg. Lift up both heels. Now bring the left one down and just pause to really feel. His calf has never felt like this before, so just noticing. Lift up both heels again, inhale. Exhale, drop the heels down. And let's come on to all fours. So same pattern on the other side. Right hand slightly underneath your face. Breathing in, left arm rises. Exhale, wrist behind wrist. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, wrist behind wrist. Final time, inhale, let's open our wing. And then let's feed it underneath. And let the left cheek come down. You might not hear me now because of the microphone, so hopefully you know what you're doing. Press down into the right fingers. Maybe you extend the right leg behind. Maybe lift the right leg up. Whatever keeps you in this present moment and breathe. And we slowly come down. Lift yourself up. And then we spin round for a side stretch. So the right hand is stabilizing you. The left leg comes out. Left arm rises. And lift your ribs, spread your left fingers, huge breath. Maybe you lift the left leg. And we're going to play with this shape later, so just experiencing it now in this moment. Breathing in and breathing out. And then let's come back to all fours. So same thing, we might stay with cat and cow. That could be your pattern today. Or we extend our body back into downward facing dog. From down dog, breathe your way forward into a plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. 2 more of those. This time, let's stay in plank. Gaze forward, pull your tummy in, press those heels back. Just feel the strength that you are in this moment now. Breathing in. When we give our power away to the past, we're kind of giving our strength away. So right here, right now, feel how strong you are. Now let's drop onto the knees, roll onto the thighs, the hips, the heart. And press those hands into the floor as you breathe your way up into a baby cobra. Exhale, you come back down again. Do that 2 more times. Notice the breath. When we lose the breath, we're no longer present. And this final one, maybe we stay. Roll the shoulders back. Let that heart be wide open now as you breathe into the center of the chest. And exhale, you come down. And with a little bend in the knees, let's come back to downward facing dog. And take 2 full deep breaths. One more. Let's very slowly walk our way towards the front of the mat. Pause at the front of the mat. Let the body be really weighty and heavy. And as you press into the feet now, really slowly, pull the tummy in and roll up to a standing position. So one of the beauties of doing this at home is that no one can see what we're going to do next. So let go of any need to be self-conscious. This is, I hope I'm not frightening you now. This is called the breath of joy. It's a little bit mad, so I'm going to show you what we do. And we're going to do it about 2 or 3 times. On the inhale, you bring your arms in front of you, then out wide. This is all on the inhale, then up to the sky. On the exhale, you bend the knees and go and come forward. And it's called the breath of joy. It's almost like 3 short inhales. So I'm going to show you very quickly. It's it's like you're sniffing in. So let's do that together. And now stay in that forward fold. Feel that energy perhaps coursing around you. Do a little sway. So I haven't made that up. It's the real breath. It's called breath of joy. You can look it up. And then very softly, let's roll up the spine again. And see how it feels in your body after that kind of energizing breathing. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy. Come back to this moment now. The only moment we ever truly have, breathing into the whole body. And let's take a sun salutation now, just Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, we rise up, giving thanks for this day. Exhale, we fold. Inhale to a flat back. And then step back with the right leg, then the left leg to downward facing dog. Stay here or breathe your way forward into a plank. Lower to the earth. Breathe in a little back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause there. Breathe into the whole body to this moment. Gaze towards the hands, and as you inhale, lift the right leg up, step the right foot forward, low lunge, lift the heart, lift the chest, step the left foot in to meet the right foot. Breathe into a flat back, exhale to fold, inhale, rising up. So celebrating that the sun rose today and so did we. Let's take that on the other side. Inhale, we lift the arms, exhale, we come to a fold. Breathe into a flat back. Step back left to then right. Downward facing dog. One more flow at your own pace. Breathe your way forward. Lower the body. Inhale, we rise. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a moment there to breathe. And then breathe away all the moments before this one. Breathing in, left leg rises. Step the foot between the hands. Gaze forward, long spine. Step the right foot in to meet the front. Breathing, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms rise to the sky. Hands to the heart center. Take a moment again, close the eyes. And as we take this Anjali Mudra, this prayer pose, it's another call into the present with reverence. Feel the fingertips touching, the heels of the hands touching. And breathe. Let's start to come into more of a flow now. Inhale, we raise the arms. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we take a flat back. And again, we step back to downward facing dog.
And pause in downward dog to feel your feet and feel your hands and press them into the earth. Breathing in, the right leg rises. Let's step the foot now between the hands and then drop down onto your left knee. So as you inhale, let's come forward, low lunge. As we breathe out, we straighten the right leg. Breathing in, come forward. Exhale, we straighten. Notice which part of this steals your joy. So often when we lengthen the leg, our hamstrings, we start to drift off about bits of our body. So just noticing. And next time you come forward, we're going to sweep the arms up. Breathing in. And as you reach forward now, reach high, can you drop that left thigh and interlace the palms behind you now to stretch the shoulders. Breathing in, heart wide open. Breathing out, maybe you sink a little deeper. Take 2 more full breaths. Inhale, arms rise. So now a little fun bit. See how you go here. Take the left hand down and let's come back into that side stretch we did earlier. So expect to fall over. It's all part of playing. Reach the right hand up, kick back into that right heel. And come back down onto all fours. Take a moment to land. And then let's come back into downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, left leg rises. Look forward and step the left foot between the hands. Right knee is down. Coming forward and back again, just easing in and out of the body. And again, a quote I've said many times from George Bernard Shaw, we don't grow old because we stop playing. That's wrong. Ha! We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. A sign there of my old age as I get muddled up, but it's a really good thing to play with new shapes. Can we press that left foot down, sweep the arms up, reach into our arms, take a huge breath into the heart. And then interlace your palms the way you didn't before, the other way. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the chest. Take 3 deep breaths into the center of your heart. And when we stop listening to the mind and listening to the heart, we're often a lot happier. So again, come into this moment now. Inhale, arms sweep up. Let's not think too much about this. We're going to take the right hand down, get the left leg back. So it might be a balance with the leg lifted, might be the foot down. Breathing in, breathing out. And let's come back to all fours. Press back into downward facing dog and take 2 full breaths. And then in a mindful way, what serves you now? Is it resting? Is it staying in down dog? Or are you going to come with me and breathe your way through a vinyasa? Coming forward, inhale, exhale to lower, inhale to rise, exhale, downward facing dog. And right here, right now, just take 1 deep breath. And as you empty the breath out, let's step or hop towards the front of the mat. Press down into the feet, breathe in halfway. Exhale to fold. Little bend in the knees. Let's come all the way up to stand. Arms overhead, hands to heart. And just close your eyes down again as you feel your feet on the earth. And this gesture of prayer, of reverence, press those fingers together. Perhaps just calling to mind one thing that you're grateful for, to give thanks for. Breathing in and breathing out. So let's play with our balance now. Holding on to, pressing down into the right foot. Let's lift that left knee. And just maybe stay here, maybe straighten the left leg. That suddenly starts to change things. And now let's come into a warrior 3. So a brief warrior 3, and wobbling can be fun. So I'm just demonstrating that beautifully there. Kick back into the left heel. Keep the hands at your heart initially. And breathe. And now let's come into a lunge. So this is a nice way to strengthen our hips. Hold onto your pelvis, make sure you're nice and steady. And you can keep your hands on your hips or sweep the arms up. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, come forward and take those fingers behind. Inhale, reach for the sky. This time, open the arms wide, left hand forward, right hand back.
Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tilt forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms wide. One more of those. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms wide. Now you might stay here, or you might bring your elbow across and take the hands to prayer as you come into a twist. And you can always drop at the back knee. So pressing into the hand, turn to look over that back shoulder and take a deep breath. And come all the way up to stand, reach those arms up. Now let's come into warrior two. So we're changing the direction in which we're facing. Right heel in line with the back arch and take those arms out wide. And sink deeply now into that front thigh as you lean your upper body slightly back. 3 full deep breaths. And again, just calling to mind the present moment. Right now, are you a warrior or a worrier? So Eckhart Tolle said that worry pretends to be necessary, but it serves no useful purpose. So just noticing. And then tilt your upper body back. Right arm reaches up and over. Bend that right knee. Breathe into the right ribs. Inhale, we come back to warrior two. And now triangle pose. Straighten your right leg. Slightly hop your back foot in. And it's like we're trying to reach for something we can't quite get as we tilt forward with our right fingers. And now take your left hand to your hip and take your right fingertips to your shin bone. So your right hand's like a little spider. And press against that shin bone to really help you turn your heart upwards. So depending on what's best for your shoulders, the left hand stays there, or perhaps it floats up. So this pose is said to promote inner harmony, the triangle. Take 3 big breaths into it. And come back to this moment, the power of now, with your next breath. Look down to the right foot, bend the right knee. Let's come back to warrior two. Take a breath. And then take the hands to the hips. Turn to the front of the mat. Breathe in as you sweep the arms up. Let's come through a vinyasa. So coming back to dog again, you might rest, you might stay on all fours, or come forward to a plank pose. Lower the body. Breathe your way back up again. And back to downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, it's this reminder to come back to the present moment. Every down dog we practice is different, but often we switch off here. So breathing in and breathing out. And then look towards the hands as you step or hop forward. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and over and take the hands to prayer. And again, in this moment, holding that prayer gesture. In this moment, all is well. Breathing in, breathing out. Pouring the weight into the left foot now. Let's lift up that right knee and extend the right leg, maybe. So notice your happiness levels now. Are they starting to plummet? Just notice. And sweep the leg behind you. Kick back into that right heel. Keep the spine long. And let's drop it into a lunge. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fingertips behind you. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Do that 2 more times with your own breath. And this time as we hold the twist, we choose to stay here with our arms wide open, or we take our right elbow across. We press the right hand into the left and kick back into that right heel to find stability. 2 full breaths. Let's come all the way back again, drop the back heel, open our body into warrior two. Again, take a moment to truly land, to be here now, breathing in. Breathing out, let's sink down a little bit. 2 more breaths. And then lean back, take that right hand down the leg, extend your left arm up. Try not to lose the bend in the left knee. And just notice all the space you create in the left side body as you inhale. And now move into that space. Each breath in, a moment, an invitation back to the present. Let's come all the way up, straighten both legs. Perhaps a tiny hop in. Arms come out wide, deep breath in. And then extend forward, right hand to hip, left fingertips to the shin bone. And turn and rotate. Press into the right heel, float your right arm up. Taking the harmonious pose of triangle, so to promote inner harmony. And then gently, slowly, let's come up. Come back into your high lunge. Option now for your final vinyasa. Hand comes down, downward facing dog. Stay there or flow through one more time. And breathe. Big breath in through the nose. Sighing breath out through the mouth. And gaze towards the hands, we're either hopping or walking there. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Teeny tiny bend in the knees. Breathe in as your arms come up. Exhale, bring them to the heart. And again, let the eyes close. Feel your fingertips touching. And breathe into this moment now. So we're going to come into another balance now. Again, let the guiding word be play. So we're going to breathe in, weight into the right leg. Inhale, left knee rises. So we're going to move in and out of this. And again, expect to fall over. Remember that quote about we don't get old because we keep playing. So breathing in, left knee rises. And then turn into half moon. So right fingertips down, left hand comes back. And then we're going to come straight back to the knee lift. So pull the tummy in, lift up the left knee. And this will stop you thinking about anything else. So let's open back into half moon. Right fingertips down, left leg comes back. Inhale, we come back up to the knee lift. Final time now, we stay in half moon. Right fingers down. We turn our hips to the side. We lift that left arm and we just take up space as we breathe. And we don't care 2 hoots if we wobble because we're just playing. One more breath. And let go of perfection. And let's come all the way back down. In fact, one of the biggest stealers of joy, of course, is the need to be perfect. And that's not me talking from experience because I don't think I'll ever be perfect. So let's come on to the other side. Have the brick in front of the left foot. In and out 2 or 3 times. Just play. Hold on to the hips. Inhale, right knee rises. And then we extend it back. Left fingertips down. Right arm lifts. Whoops, I'm really wobbly this side. Let's come back. Come back to half moon. Final time, we will stay there. Breathing in, falling all over the place now. And if you ever take kids yoga, they laugh their heads off when they fall over. It's their favourite bit. So let's see if we can take some of that energy. And now let's expand into half moon. Spread fingers, spread toes. Breathe into the whole body. One more breath. And then let's come down. So coming to a little forward fold now, let it all go. We're going to really start to drop down a notch now. And from there, let's come down into chair pose very briefly. Press down into the thighs as you lift the heart. And as slowly as you can, lower down to the ground. Roll the shoulders back. One tiny more work, and then we're going to rest. Coming into boat pose, Navasana. So holding onto the back of the knees, lift your heart. Feel that heart really open now. Maybe straighten the legs. Maybe you straighten your arms. But does this really give you joy if it doesn't come into something else? So 2 full breaths. Then we drop the feet. And let's super slowly come onto our back. And this is where we're going to come into some restoratives now. So you might have your bolster ready, or bricks or cushions. I'm going to take a supported back bend now. So how we come into this back bend is we're about 2/3 of our way down the mat. We lift and elevate our hips and kind of walk ourselves back. So the support is underneath your pelvis. And you might have your arms up and overhead in a Y shape. B.K.S. Iyengar, apparently there's a quote from him that said, "You're never sad if you lift your armpits." So the idea, I don't think there's any scientific evidence for that, but the idea is when we lift our arms up and over our head, our heart is wide open. So come to rest there for a good minute or so. I'm just going to sit up so that I can read to you. So we're here for about 2 minutes. That feels like a long time. It's only about 12 full, deep, spacious breaths. Slowing it all down now. So again, allegedly today is Blue Monday, but only if we let it. Can we just come back into the power of this present moment? And this is a little quote from the Sufi poet Rumi, who wrote many, many centuries ago. "Be empty of worrying. Think of who created thought. Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? Move outside the tangle of fear thinking. Live in silence. Flow down and down into always widening." So dropping into this moment now, let all those other thoughts dissolve. And breathe into your whole body. You have 1 more minute just to notice your breath. So notice if your mind's wandering, just stay here for a few more breaths. And now take 3 more deep breaths. And each breath get a little deeper. Finish with a sighing breath out. And then really take your time to come off this. So bring your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a little hug. And even though you're on your bolster, can you take a happy baby? So if you're not sure, again, I'll show you. So we're holding onto our knees, our toes, maybe swaying side to side. And there's a nice quote from Marianne Williamson: "Babies are happy because they don't have a file called everything that might go wrong in their heads." So again, just back to this present moment. Babies really teach us about living in the present moment. And now maybe extend your legs up. So a little bit of a supported shoulder stand, nothing heavy at all. Just have the pelvis resting on the support. Maybe circle the ankles, the toes. Let this be nourishing and nurturing, nothing to force our bodies into. And then a very brief revisit to supported bridge as we drop those feet. Careful how you come off. Can you lift up your heels and press the bolster towards your heels? And we are going to be using it for this next pose. So again, another nice restful pose. We're going to take our feet together and let the knees come wide. And what can be nice is to have your feet resting on the support of the cushions or bolster. If that feels too tight for your hips, then you might have the bolster underneath your knees. So rest hands on belly. A lot of our anxiety is stored here. Can you get a sense of softening the belly as you inhale? As you exhale, just let everything settle. So staying there again for 2 minutes. Just noticing the breath, because that's how we come back to the present. And another quote from Eckhart Tolle, who's written a lot about the power of now, and that's the name of his book. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are all caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievances, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. So these are all the things we do. We're human. We don't have to be mean to ourselves about that. But can we notice, are we right now in past or future? And use this next breath to come back to the present. And we've got 1 more minute to practice that, because it is a practice. Just notice, are you past? Are you present? Are you here? Are you future? Just bring that breath back. And now take 3 more deep breaths, breathing in through the nose. Long, full, sighing breath out. 2 more, let them get deeper. And very, very slowly close your knees together, almost like you're closing up a book. So as the knees come together, let the feet go wide and just press the bolster away now. And then just take those knees side to side. So like little windscreen wipers, make sure there's a big gap between the feet. And then we're just going to take a very brief forward fold. Let's come up. I think we'll stay with the same pattern, make it quite easeful and lazy. So having the bolster below the knees. So if you have any issues with your back, it's good to sit up on something. That helps your pelvis tip forward. And it can be nice to cradle the skull. So maybe you lean back, head in hands, fingertips to the hairline. If you have more flexibility in your spine, you might come down a little deeper, perhaps taking your head onto the knees or the bolster. And just soften, just soften. And again, connecting back into your breathing. Feel the breath beginning in the lower back. And almost like it's a warm energy or blanket, just let it spread to the side body, all the way up to the shoulders, to the back of the skull. And just follow that breath in. And then follow the breath out. This constant reminder to come back to present moment awareness. And there is a technique in a form of Buddhist meditation where you just label past, past, future, future, every time you notice you're thinking. It's not to chastise yourself, it's just to be aware of where you continuously go. It is suggested that depression is past orientated, anxiety is future orientated. So catching those thoughts before they take over. So stay with the breath, about 1 more minute left. If there's any pain, you just come out earlier. And take 3 more deep breaths. Let each breath get deeper. Finish with a softening, sighing breath out. And then very slowly come up. And we'll just take the opposite quality into our bodies now. So you might just want to shake those legs out a little bit. Take the hands behind you, lift up your heart, take the opposite way. And then we're going to come onto our back for a very easeful twist. So if you do have the cushions nearby and you like to use them, you might take a cushion by your right side and lift, and it doesn't matter if you don't have one. So lifting up the knees towards your chest, do a little rock from side to side. And then providing your back's okay, just drop the knees over to the right. If your back's a little tender, you might just rock your hips about an inch to the left before you drop them to the right. Wiggle your upper back now, so the left shoulder blade is rested on the earth. Take your arms nice and wide, and maybe you look over to the left side body. And we'll be here for about 10 long, full, deep breaths. I'll count, so you just stay focused on now, on the breath. So again, just notice how you past, future, just notice. On the next breath in, let it be the longest one yet. Inhale. Exhale. Slide all the way. And very slowly come back to center. So again, you might remove the prop that you had over to the opposite side. Just pause between sides, come back to presence. So not racing into our future. Again, any problem with the back, move your knees, hips, a little bit to the right. Otherwise, it's a stretch for the back. So bring those knees in, take a moment there, breathe in. And then we let the legs come over to the opposite side. We have our arms out wide, snuggle both shoulder blades down. Let the eyes close. And we breathe. And again, constant invitation to return to the now every time we breathe. And let this next breath be the deepest. Slide all out. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Extend your legs up, your arms up, and shake everything out. Let every last little bit of tension go. And then let's drop into stillness. So as always, I'm going to sit up. You're going to stay where you are. Legs are long. They might be over the bolster. They might be flat on the ground. Knees might be bent. And often when we just take a little bit of time out to put those stresses down, we return to our life more rejuvenated. And so taking these little times to rest can be really beneficial for our mental health, as well as our emotional health, and actually our overall energy level. So allowing yourself to soften, settle, be like a little nestling hamster, get cushions, blankets, whatever you need that makes you feel comforted. And allow everything to soften and settle now. And another poem about being now, just finishing with this poem by David Whyte called Enough. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here, this opening to life, the life that we have refused again and again, until now. Until now. So right now, in this moment, allow everything to drop away as you connect back to this next breath. And allow that breath to create spaciousness in the body. And as you breathe out, move into that space. Visualize the breath softening the soles of your feet, softening your calf muscles, the backs of the knees and the thighs. Feel the weightiness of your pelvis and hips. And then create spaciousness in the belly, side ribs, collarbones. And soften the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, the wrists. Soften all the facial features. Soften the backs of your eyes. And breathe into this opening to the life we have refused again and again, until now. Until now. Just rest there, breathing in and breathing out. If the mind has drifted, just noticing, past or present or future, just notice where you go and come back, come back. And start to make your breathing slightly deeper. Notice everything that anchors you right now. What can you hear? What can you feel? What can you smell? And right now, take those movements that you most need to re-inhabit your body. Spread your fingers, spread your toes, Move your head side to side. Or maybe you need an overhead stretch. Maybe you need to curl up into a little ball. Just do what feels good. And then really slowly, let's come up to a comfortable seat. And my gratitude to you for practicing with me, for taking this time. Let's come again, that invitation to come back to the present with reverence, taking our hands to our heart. Inhale, sweep out to the sky. And as you breathe out, draw everything back to center. Namaste.